And God said, let there be light. Whoa! Let there be light. Y'all, I've been living without the basic necessities for the past few days. Um, hey, I couldn't afford it. My lights was out. So that's how I was doing. I was in survival mode, trying to survive, trying to survive. So let me get these disclaimers out before I go in it. You like the commercial? I'm trying to get better with this stream, y'all. I just don't want to keep paying the $25. Um, so yeah, let me get the disclaimers going. So, for the new people in the chat, welcome, 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 and the old people, welcome back. But if you a hot mess, love messiness as in cyber harassment, this video is not for you. Also, if you're allergic to gaining knowledge, critical thinking, growing foods and meds, solar, I will be talking about solar in this one. Trust and believing. Surviving when shit hits the fan, tiny living. Every now and then I let out a few cuss words. So if you so saved and sanctified, your ears catch fire. Want to get a curse word? This ain't for you. And if you're allergic to keeping it real, this ain't for you. I keep it real over here. Yeah, I went to the energy assistance, so I'm gonna speak on all of that. I'm gonna speak on all of that. All people are experiencing difficulties in this day and age of COVID. A lot of businesses have been affected. Restaurants, that closed down, and places that couldn't congregate, even your entertainers and whatnot, they could not. Oh yeah, my last disclaimer. That's the most important one, child. Last but not least, I'm legal, and this here is a cannabis-friendly channel. So with that being said, I'm putting one up in the air like I just don't care because I don't. Yes. Stressing completely out because I don't have my lights. You still paying for StreamYards and don't really use it frequently? Well, I love they little easy to use features. It's way easier than using OBS that comes with YouTube for free. But I'm getting to the point where I probably need to knuckle down and buck and use that free one that come with YouTube OBS. But it's like, you could tell a programmer created that app and they didn't really create it for the average person. They created it for programmers. So it's just a lot of little things that I find annoying about OBS. It's unnecessarily unuser friendly. So I like StreamYard. And if I just had it like that, I'd just go ahead and pay for the year's service and just let it do what it do. I ain't got it like that. Obviously, if our license getting cut off, I ain't got no money for StreamYard. And I don't know how many people would, follow me close enough. But people who, do follow me close, they know I've had my share of issues in my personal life, which one of them was losing my grandbaby. Um, I was babysitting, and so hey, Kareem, good morning, welcome to the chat. I'm putting one in the air just for you. Yes. that affected me. It affected me not only financially, but emotionally. I was expecting a check from that and absolutely counting on it to pay my light bill. But the check did not come. Um, it was late. They told me it had been issued June 3rd. I still had not received it. So that was a big problem. It's not coming in the mail. The mail is all jacked up. So I didn't, I couldn't get that bill. I couldn't catch it. I couldn't catch that damn bill. And therefore, they shut me out. Like, I think if I would have called, because, they have an app. My light company have an app where you could make a payment arrangement. Because don't nobody have customer service no more. You talking to bots and talking to bots and recorded messages. So that's a little bit frustrating to me because I be wanting to, solve the problem and take care of business. So yeah. And welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. The reason my lights was out, I couldn't afford it. And I wanted to make a payment arrangement because I did have a few funds, but I didn't have enough to pay the whole thing. Yeah, I'm sorry for my loss too, because it's heartbreaking. It's like it is like experiencing death, and then I experienced a real life death. My cousin, which I'm going to the funeral, I'm heading back to Chicago tomorrow because I'm going to attend the service. It was somebody that I love. And I want to be there to support my auntie, because she done lost both her kids. That just go to show you, life is too short. You never know how shit gonna happen. My auntie done lost both her kids. Her kids went before her. Her youngest first and now her oldest. Like, I can't even imagine. But then I experienced a loss. Didn't even know why I was in a funk and depressed and just in a funk because I lost my grandchild. I thought I was gonna be babysitting. I had been babysitting for 3 months. He's 3 months. He'd be 4 months this month, the 22nd. He'd be 4 months old. So I had been babysitting. I had grew an attachment. I had established a bond, and baby mama drama ripped out of our lives. So I wanted to talk about that, how men get the short end of the deal. They get to be called deadbeats and all this. Anything a man does wrong when it comes to a baby, he get that label of deadbeat. And that's unfair. That's unfair. Because my son made sure that baby had everything he needed the whole time that I was providing the daycare. Yeah, so we don't. You're right, Kareem. You said, "Wow, this is the perfect time to have the solar panels up and running. This is the perfect time. Damn, I wish I was local. I would have installed the panel in and did it the thing in my power and had them up for you." Well, trust and believe, we finna do that. My son, believe it or not, has passed me up. I've been talking about this solar thing for 3 years. My son, listen to me. His first assignment was going up in the windmills, making $45 an hour, fresh out of school, no college, no college, zero college, zero trade school. Walked right into that job. They said the only question they asked him on the interview was, "Are you afraid of heights?" He said no. He was going up in that windmill up to the top to do that electric work. The work you don't see, that's him. That's our family brand. That's what we gonna be promoting. The work you don't see, because it's a lot of work that go into this. Even this video content creating, it's a lot behind the scenes that you don't see that go into it, trying to make it happen. So yes, we're gonna be connecting the solar panels because I bought a whole bunch of shit to survive. Cause I went into survival mode. I'm like, oh shit, okay, the lights is off. Okay, can't cry with spilled milk. It is what it is. Let's get to the surviving. So, child, I went and bought all kinds of little shit. And I'm gonna show you some of the shit I bought. Okay, here's one. It's a little light, Cambridge light, but it's metal, and that's what I actually was gonna put on the stove so I could see in the kitchen. And it's actually an SOS if you had an emergency. You stuck on the side of the road. This is a flashing light for SOS if you was in a real true emergency outside. But anyway, this Carriager was $10. I bought that in the camping stove. I regret the camping stove purchase. I'm gonna show you that because two reasons. One, the damn associate told me the wrong gas thing to use. Okay. Now my common sense was looking at this damn thing and looking at this and knowing this don't look like it could fit nowhere in this situation. Okay. So just in case somebody in the same predicament and you go in our Walmart store and the associate, instead of him just saying, I don't know, see, that's part of ICPS. When I really get into the ICPS, what I want to teach y'all on Thinking Thursdays, when you don't know something, just say, I don't know. Ain't nobody gonna love you any less, look down on you, have less respect if you don't know. This dude should have just said he don't know. But I was looking for, copying off of the tiny lifestyle. I was looking for that. I bought it. This was $19 at Walmart. And I should have known, just looking at this damn thing, that the one that the associate gave me did not fit, was not gonna fit. So if you got one of these, your butane goes in there. It's a long cylinder, not no big fat clunky donkey thing like that. That's crazy. And my mind told me, my mind was saying, the picture says cylinder. It's a cylinder, not a round thing. It's a cylinder. I know it's got to be a cylinder. This fool, instead of him just saying, I don't know, this the Walmart employee. Yeah, you need the green skinny one. You exactly right. This is that bullshit. But come to find out, the second reason why I didn't need this, because my sister got one, a red one. She ain't even used. She just moved all her stuff here. She said, girl, you could have used mine. So now that I know my sister got one, if I get in this situation again, I ain't got to get it from Walmart. I can actually go to my sister and borrow hers. So this is going back today because I need the money. Even though my light got paid, I'm still going out of town and I still need a few dollars. I don't want to go out of town broke. You never know what's going to happen. You might need to catch a cab or, anything. Anything. Just don't want to go broke. So I'm going back, taking all this bullshit back that I didn't need, thought I was going to need, because, when they cut them off, they tell you got to pay the whole thing. And I know I didn't have the whole thing, so I thought I was looking to go without lights until the first, um, to the first of the month. Look up. So that's what hey, welcome to the chat, Jane. How you doing? Yeah, please like my video. I hope that I give you some goodies in this one that will help you. So yeah, after I seen that was the butane wasn't gonna work, I said I had to have an alternative. So y'all, I went on and bit the bullet. I didn't have enough money to pay the light bill off to get it back on. So the little money that I did have, like I said, I went into survival mode. And what I ordered was a solar generator. Now I've been preaching, so now I've been ready to walk that walk that I've been talking. I am going to get off this goddamn grid. I promise you. That gave me the 3 days of not having lights, gave me the motivation. That's what I needed, the fire under my feet to get back on that track to be going solar. I'm determined to go solar. Now my son done passed me up and he got real life, actual real world experience installing solar panels on buildings. So I got all I need as far as the project. I wasn't scared of the project and having never installed a solar panel before, but I can't expect everybody to have that same kind of adventurous nature like me. I will step into something and try something, and whether I had experience or not, and get it right the first time. That's me. I'm that chick. So anyway, we are gonna still do that. I told my son I got the solar generator. He's been promising he wanted to get me one, and I want to make the point to everybody. I'm not gonna make this video too long, I, but I'm about to go into survival mode and act like. Hold on a second. That's a phone call. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't want to, family first. I do still have that attitude. Family first. Because it's your family that look out for you when shit hit the fan like this. So surviving when shit hit the fan, y'all finna see that. I'm finna demonstrate it. I'm finna live without this goddamn electricity, at least for 30 days. I just want to prove it to myself that I can, not to mention the fact that I got 4 kilowatts of solar panels sitting out there collecting dust. One reason why they collecting dust because there's a big issue with both my neighbors. See, unlike my last place where I lived, I was the only person that lived on the block. Oh, hold on. Let me get these noodles. I went into survival mode, bought me some noodles. Something you could, heat up some water and survive. Okay. That's what I was doing. And I bought the kind that I like, that I learned from Job Corps. Uh, Cause it had a flavor packet, the little oil flavor packet. I never did like none of them ramen noodles I see people getting from the grocery store. Cause I got spoiled to the ones I got at the Job Corps, and we got them the ones from Job Corps. Cause it was Asian people that was going to that Job Corps, and they would get them shipped in by the box loads, uh, and sell them. That was their little hustle. These little ramen noodle things. So I picked this one. They got the flavor packet, the oil. That's what was missing, that oil, honey. This was how I was gonna survive. that I was gonna use that little camping thing and heat up some water. And we was gonna make it, honey. Cause that's me. That's the type of girl I am. We was gonna make it without these lights. And I said, now even though they back on, I still want to make it without them. Why? Cause I ain't got that kind of money to be spending $160 just on electricity, and that's not including the gas. It's gotten to the point where it costs more to power my house than it costs to rent my house. You mean to tell me it costs more to power it than to live in it? So that don't make no sense. My lights was more than my rent. That don't make no sense to me. And that's all the scam because we all supposed to be getting off of the grid. We supposed to get rid of our energy dependence. That was what the purpose of the 2009 Investment and Recovery Act. I got my little script I'm adding to it. Child, your girl was going to sit up here and make it. Trust and believe it. I'm that person. That's the kind of person I am. I ain't going to just be, woo-hoo. I will woo-hoo that first day. Oh, my God. Why this had to happen to me? Why me? Why now? Everything happened for a reason. So that happened for a reason, to put the fire under my feet, to get back on track, on the goal, get my eye back on the prize. I got distracted by the daycare and babysitting. No, my destiny is solar. And it's not because I just love that subject. I'm such a geeky tech and I just went into it, just willy-nilly. No, it's survival. Literally survival. I went into survival mode. Yeah, my utilities more than my rent. I mean, I pay Section 8 rent. My Section 8 rent is $189. My light bill was $315. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's crazy to me. Why would you have a person if the government believe a person should be able to have a decent place to live using 30% of their income? Why would 30% of our income be okay to give to the utility company? Yeah, Tita, you need to holler at me because our family is going into business. We're gonna be a LLC, and we will be a solar company. And one of the things I want to help families just like yours that got pieces of land to make them into solar farms. Because not everybody's going to be into the growing. I went out and got me some plants, sure did. And when I was in survival mode, I said, well, I'm going to have to get some food that don't require electricity. So I went and got some more plants. You use all LED lights. I do too. All my lights is LED. All lights in my household, LED. And then, like I said, I just bought more things to survive. This right here is a portable flashlight that has a metal magnets on it, so I can stick that on the refrigerator, so I don't break my neck on the refrigerator or the stove, so I can still see in the kitchen. I bought that. That was $10. And then it got an emergency light, so like if you want to take it with you to travel, you could do a SOS on the side of the road with this. But it is rechargeable, so that's what I was looking for. Some that could be recharged. See, it's USB, micro USB. Some that could be recharged. And then the winner upon all winners of purchases I made for survival, going into survival mode. And I highly recommend it. So a lot of people ask me, well, I can't afford solar. Well, I don't own my own home. I live in an apartment. Here, this is where you need to start going solar right here. Okay. See, that is a solar panel. Bought this at Walmart, $35. Okay. You can sit this outside, recharge it every day, and charge up your telephone. See, it's at 87%. I'm getting a charge now from the house, but it can be charged from the sun. Charge up takes 6 hours to charge from the sun, and then you will still be able to keep your phone going in an emergency. Your lights out. You're on the side of the road. You have an accident, or even just at home. I'm going into survival mode. That's the thing. Now that my lights are back on, I praise God. I'm thankful. Don't get me wrong, but I know that that was a warning shot to let me know what I should be doing. Your light bill is $20. I wish $20. I wish that's what I'm going for. So even though my light's back on, I'm going for that $20 light bill. And the only way to do it is to get some of that shit off the grid. So I've got a solar generator coming Friday, tomorrow, hopefully, before I go out of town. I am going to hook that up to this current solar panels that I have, because I'm only going to need one to power up my generator. But I did it. At first, I kept on, procrastinating, not getting around to it. Some of y'all been following me a while, my issue with round to it. I hadn't get around to the generator. I bought that sucker this time. I'll tell you just exactly which one I bought and why. Um, and like I said, this is the winner. Because this is not only a flashlight, but that's a flashlight. It will charge up two of your devices. So you could charge up a phone. You could charge up a phone, a tablet, both of them at one time. They have one USB-C port and two regular USB and one micro USB port to charge up. This is where you start. When it comes to solar, this is where you start. This is where you start. Everybody, whether you live in an apartment or you live in a house, you own your house or you rent, you need to have a backup plan. A backup plan. This is my backup plan. You better trust, know, and believe. This saved my neck. I was able to charge my phone over and over and stay in contact with family and loved ones to keep them update on what's going on with me. Am I okay? What's your plan? You still going to the funeral? I was able to keep up because I had a power source that's not dependent on plugging it into the grid. This will recharge completely by sun. Free. So if I just take that off my bill, that alone gonna help. So that's how I'm gonna be living. The next 30 days, I am going to continuously charge this charger, and that's what I'm gonna use to charge up my phone. Because that's what I have charging up all the time. It's my phone, my tablets, my other little gadgets like that, my speaker, and then the generator that's coming on Friday, I'll be able to plug up stuff like the water, the teapot. So families, now if you own land right now, this is the best time in the world to get a solar farm. Mississippi was a little bit behind, but they finally passed a law that allowed families with less than 100 acres. At first, it was limited. And you know how they did? They did it with cannabis. They doing it with solar. Wasn't nobody even allowed to have a solar farm, make a deal with the utility company to use your farm, your land for a solar farm, unless you had 100 acres or more. And that was unfair, inherently unfair. So families with fewer acres, we got 63. Fewer acres than 100, they was locked out of that market. Now it's opened up. At least it is in Mississippi. I'm not sure there at Delaware, but I will help you do the research to find out who, what, when, where, and how. Because it's possible. The companies that landed contracts here in Illinois, because now the solar projects are coming down the pipe, and you can see the solar projects happening around town. However, all those solar companies are not Illinois companies. Half of them is out of town. So that's another industry that's not limited by geographical location. That's the solar industry. So you can have a solar developer develop your land there in Delaware, and that solar company could be in California. I don't know who that is. I have to call them back. Hello? Hello? I think that was telemarketing. Anyway, so yeah, you have to do the research, and it's a other content creator, Larry Farmer 73. He's talking about solar a lot. He's talking about the generator that I'm going to have delivered to me Fridays on its way, and I will be explaining to y'all. That's where you start. That's where you start, because anybody that approaches you, because a lot of people, I had a few people who will come up to me and they was like, well, yeah, I know you've been talking about that solar girl, but it's a man keep coming to the door. It's come keep knocking on the door trying to get me to buy solar. I'll curse their ass out the other day. I was tired of them coming around here. I don't want you to be tired of them coming around here. I want you to understand when they come exactly what they trying to sell you, because yes, some of them are scams and want to sell you some shit you don't actually need. The first thing about solar, this is what I learned when I went for my solar training. It's the first thing they taught us, is you have to get energy efficient. So when my lights went out, it made me realize how wasteful I was with the energy here. I don't need 3 ceiling fans going, because I spend the majority of my time in this room, my bedroom. So this is the only room that I really need cooling. So I don't really need central air. So that's the first thing going. I'm not turning on the air conditioner at all. It's gonna have to be a heated riser, like 103 or something, triple digit weather, for me to turn this shit on, because that really is very expensive. Air conditioning, air conditioning is expensive, and for the past 3 days, I realized I can live without it. With no air, I was able to cool myself off with a doggone, little piece of cardboard. Yeah, you had to have 100 acres or more, Tita. But now things are changing. The laws are changing. Some companies are coming around. I mean, some governments are coming around and understanding that they got to open up that market. If we gonna get to be 75% solar by 2050, we got to make some moves, and more people got to be let into the industry. So I don't know how many acres your family have, but it certainly looks big enough from what you already shown to the world, to the public. You have a big enough square footage to have a community solar. So that's the kind of thing you got to do your research on, and I'll be glad to call you. You call me, I'm put the number in here. This is a public number, so I'm not risking my privacy. Call me on this number. I can't get through to you. I done sent you a million text messages trying to get through to you. But this is my public number, business number. So it's perfectly safe to call me on this number and hit me up about that. I can give you full, way more details and what you need to be looking for. And those are the videos that I'm going to start creating now, because that experience of going without my life, that was the kick in the butt. That's the kick in the butt that I needed to get back on track, because I didn't even understand for a little while. I didn't even understand why I was going into solar so tough. And when I didn't pass the quote unquote solar test, I felt like, ugh, I'm sick of this. I'm too old for this school shit going back, and I'm tired. No, I can't get tired. This was the wake up call to say you can't get tired. You can't get weary. You can't give up. You have to be here. You're in it. There's not no coincidence. Ain't no coincidence. My son went into the solar industry. I didn't push him. I didn't say you need to go. I let him know the information, but once beyond, I give him the information. I was on to the next. I didn't keep pushing it, because I don't never want to push nothing on anybody, nobody's kids, my kids, nobody's kids, that they don't really want to do. But it's our life. Our life was lining up like that. It just is what it is. I think it's our destiny. So yeah, our family plan. to have a solar farm. We don't want chickens and cows and pigs and be raising corn. Uh, we're gonna be raised of electricity. That's our plan. So I put the telephone number up there in the chat. So please give me a holler. I want I don't want families to miss out. Cause just like they doing the damn cannabis industry, they doing the solar industry like that. All of them, they got the right complexion for the connections. They getting a way head start over us. And my son, because he's on the inside now, he actually listening to these people who doing the willing dealing for this contract. They say they purposely overbid the contracts, knowing they don't have enough people because they feel like they can worry about the bodies later, that it was more important to land the contract. So we don't be thinking forward like that. It's better for them to land the contract and figure out how they're going to get the bodies later. Yeah, so I got fans that's way more energy efficient than the ceiling fans, although the ceiling fans help move the air around. But this house is huge. I told y'all this bedroom that I'm in is about the size of my whole house that I lived in prior. And that's crazy. It's a lot of space. It's a lot of space. It's a lot of space. And all that space don't need to be cooled off, especially if I spend a majority of my time in one room. It's still the same way. I'm majority in my bedroom. I'm not entertaining a bunch of guests and friends. My sister comes by, but she can sit here in the bedroom. If we ain't had no formal situation where we got to sit in the living room, you know. And the kitchen is huge. I don't need to cool off the kitchen. I mean, I fix one thing a day, maybe. But pretty much retired from cooking, pretty much. So I'm going to still stay in survival mode. I said, the reason why that happened was to snap me back into that. When I had to go in survival mode, I'm constantly thinking out what I got to do, what I got to do, what I got to do, what I got to do. So I'm keeping the generator because I was blessed. Somebody paid my bill it was the last person I was expecting to help me pay my bill. Trust and believe it. Um, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because I wanted to get credit. If she ever stumble on this video, the credit is due her. The baby mama, the baby that I was grieving over, that I'm not no longer babysitting, she paid my bill. Who I was grieving because he's not coming over here anymore. She's been bringing him over here, which is a good thing. And I told both of them I'm proud of them because you're going to have some type of co-parent relationship, even if y'all can't stand each other. You got cheering now. So you got to come in that mindset where you're going to have to come to some agreement. So she, out the kindness of her heart, and I didn't want her to see my situation, but when she brought me home, she gave me a ride home. I was getting off the bus yesterday, and she gave me a ride home from the bus stop. And I came into the house, and she was like, "Miss Naomi, why are you sitting here in the dark?" I was too embarrassed to say why I'm sitting here in the dark. I don't open my mouth. Well, closed mouth don't get fed. I don't ask and beg for help, but I don't like to. I like to survive and um, you know, be self-sufficient. So I want to get off the grid. My bill already $163 in a month ain't even over yet. They already put out the new bill. That's $163. I ain't got no $163 just for the light company, and that ain't even including the gas. Who got that? I don't. And like I said, I just lost a little babysitting job, so that little extra I thought I was gonna get, that's gone too. I ain't got time for a $160 bill for just the electricity at all. So we finna put these solar panels in operation. Cause my son was like, "Well, we got to get all this stuff off the roof and woo woo woo." No, we don't. We can put them solar panels on the ground. They still work. They won't be the most efficient, but they will still work. They still absorb the sun. It's still poor energy, and still can be that energy can be used, and it don't make no sense for me to be over here using their energy you got to pay for instead of energy I got solar panels. So Swiss Tech, that's the name of the gadget. This the winner. This the one got me out this jam. And look, it's got the wireless charger. So even after you charge it all the way up with the sun, this the solar panel right here, built in. Sit it out in the sun. Will charge. The charger will charge your phone. Bam, just like that. No problem. Charge right up. That's a keeper. That's not going back. But that stupid campfire thing that I bought, that's going back. And I'm getting I'm getting a induction cooktop, the portable ones that I see on the tiny house, and I'm using that because the induction cooktop that I got look like it's from the 80s. You know, it don't look modern. Well, I mean, it's modern to a point because it's induction cooktop and that's a modern technology. But it looked like it been here a while. And it probably is older than 2009. I don't know because I didn't ask the landlord. But nevertheless, it's probably not the most energy efficient. And after 2009, anything in electricity had to be. So all your television, radio, anything that was electrical had to pass a test. That's what that big UL that you see on the back of all appliances, that's what that means. It's supposed to tell you straight up front how much electricity this thing is going to take to use in a year. So you can calculate a budget, how much electricity you want to use for any particular thing. That's anything, whether it's a wash machine, a dryer, refrigerator, um, you know, um, dishwasher, whatever appliance. After 2009, it's illegal to not make to create uh, electronic devices that are not energy efficient. So yeah, I'm planning to live without the air. I'm planning to use my fan. My fan that I bought, the little circle fan, I got it in the kitchen right now. Um, the big circle fan, I bought it from QVC. That is the most efficient fan I have ever had. It's the best thing I bought. I use it all the time. It do not run up the light bill. What ran up that light bill, I'm very sure, is the heating of the hot water and the central air. I don't need central air. It's good to have. It's nice to have. It's a talking point. Oh, I got central air, but to pay for and don't need, and I'm always in one room. Matter of fact, it gets too cold. Matter of fact, it gets too cold for comfort. And my sister understands it. When I tell her that it hurts me, she go through the same thing. It hurts when it's too cold. So it's really too cold. Okay, it gets too cold too fast. And I really don't need a cool blast like that. And I don't need it to still keep blowing when I'm in the bathroom, because the bathroom even have a vent in there and it's freezing. I come out the shower or I just use the toilet. I can't deal with it. So I'm not gonna have that central air on all the time at all. That's the first thing going. And then I'm gonna cook with the induction cooktop. And I know I can use that solar generator to run that. That's what I researched. And so when that comes, I want to make a video and show y'all exactly what I was looking for, what features I was looking for, because I am techie. And so I was looking at that. I looked at a lot of generators. And I'm going to tell you how I made my decision on picking the one that I picked. And when Lance Farmer tell you, do the math, that's exactly what you got to do. You got to do the math. You got to take your light bill. This is my light bill, disconnection notice. You got to take your light bill, add up them kilowatts. I will show y'all how to do that. Get 2 years of light bills, add up the kilowatts usage. Then you could determine how big of a solar project you need for your house. Most people who get that door knock, where the salesman trying to push the solar on them, they don't even have a clue how much solar they gonna need for their house. But I could tell you, I'm just a single person and I lived in the house and I did the math. My average kilowatts that I used yearly was about 3,000 kilowatts per year. That was my average. So when I got the solar panels, when they talked to me and we talked them numbers, they gave me enough to cover 4 kilowatts of power. So I have enough solar power panels for which I can actually get off the grid. But see, the electric company don't want you to be empowered like that. Although mandated by law, they supposed to help you get more energy efficient. That's why you will see a whole bunch of publications coming out from your electric company showing them what all they can show that things you could buy to be more energy efficient, like the programmable thermostat. That's what I got in my house. I asked the landlord to put it in when they came to check my electricity. I asked them to put it in because I'm tired of overpaying. I want a thermostat that cuts off, that's smart, that I don't need running all day, every day. Or you have to worry about if I fall asleep, it won't cut itself off. This is another feature that this Swiss Tech thing. This thing cuts off. I left it on accidentally all night, accidentally, not meaning to, still running. It cuts itself off. So that's a good energy efficient feature. You want to have appliances that cut themselves off. You don't have to worry about, oh, I gotta remember to take them unplug the microwave. Well, I ain't gonna have none plugged in. Everything's gonna get unplugged, and that solar generator, that's what it's gonna get plugged into. And that solar generator will be being recharged by a solar panel. And I'm gonna show y'all each step of the way. I'm trying to get off the grid. Last farmer said he not trying to get off the grid. He didn't want his solar panels on his house. That's fine and dandy. And see, I probably may never be able to put solar panels on this house because I don't own it. If I do end up becoming the owner, because I have had that discussion with my landlord, and he's definitely open to it. Ain't got no problem there, but I gotta get my credit a little bit better than what it is in order to get the loan I need to get this house. But before I get this house, I'm finna survive. And I'm tired of giving half of my income to utilities. That don't make no sense to me. It don't matter. It's like every time you see my lights, I went without something because every month I gotta choose between medicine, utilities, and food. So if you see me with medicine and my lights and stuff still on, that means I'm going without food. And so I may be fat. You may see I'm fat, but you don't know. I may have been living off of ramen noodles all month. All month. Because I have to make that life or death decision every single freaking fucking month about utilities versus food versus medicine. It's something that I'm going without because my income don't cover it all. 900 $929 is not enough. It's not enough to survive. And I just wanted a life that I'm, paying more than just the rent and the bills, the utility bills. Who wants to live like that? I brought a little outfit so I could go to the chosen few picnic. Who want to be where I can't even go to a picnic and have a new outfit on? Once in a while, just live your life. You just paying the rent and utilities? No, no. So I freed up some money just by changing things that I'm doing. And one of the things that I was doing, I changed. I got rid of them damn cigarettes. That was sucking up a lot of my money too. Cigarettes was one, but now electricity, utilities, that's next. I'm sick of it. It don't make no doggone sense. It don't make no doggone sense. Um, so basically, that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to, yeah, here go the other thing. That's a keeper. Now, my son and our co-creator, Rockwell Accountability, she been preaching on the plastic thing. Plastic ain't no good for us, and we got it. It's so much of it. It's filling up the landfills, and now doctors is finding in people's bloodstream. So my son was getting on my case. He wanted me to get rid of my plastic. I didn't want to get rid of my plastic, and I gave away my glass plates because they too heavy. I needed dishes that was lightweight. And I said the only thing I seen out there next to plastic that's lightweight is stainless steel. So y'all, I got the cutest little pots and pans set straight off of Barn from the Tiny Lifestyle. And I am going to be using this little kit. I love it because everything you need comes inside. See that? So I got a pot, a skillet, a frying pan, and plates and silverware. And all of that come in one little neat package. So this is my little saucepan. Okay. That's my little saucepan. Then you got a little Dutch oven so you can make your spaghetti or pasta. Or me, I do my zucchini. You can do your little pasta. The strainer right there, straining hose. And then, even with the metal kit, what do they include? Plastic. And this is my favorite color. So these are keepers. These are keepers. So I got a Dutch oven, 4 little serving plates. I don't need no more than that. I'm single. I'm not cooking no big old dinners no more. And here go the skillet, which you just squeeze and flip the handle up, and bam, you got a skillet. I don't fry that much. I ain't cooking for no big old whole family. And now I got everything I need. It fit all in one thing. Easy to maintain, easy to put up. And even if I lost pieces to it, I can buy the whole thing all over again. This was only $24 in Walmart. I got the little cups, and they the kind where you can, if I was making tea, I could sip my little tea right there. I love it. I love it. That's my best purchase I bought in my survival mode. That's keeping. I'm keeping this. This ain't going back. This is going to be put to good use. And the whole thing fit in one little net bag. So this is made, for camping. But since I'm going into survival mode, and this is my lifestyle that I want to live, I want the tiny life for my life. And one reason is what I'm going through now. My family is spread across the United States. I don't want to have to worry about having a hotel room. It ain't like my family don't love me. My sister in Texas, I know I could come to her house. It ain't no if I could come to her house. I know. If that was just her house by herself, I could come there. But she's accommodating her child who got 7 kids. So 7 grandchildren plus another grandchild that, end up being with her because her daughter passed unexpectedly. So when people pass unexpectedly and I'm like the matriarch in the family, pretty much they expect me to be there or show up or be there for support and just be there as, the connection to the rest of the family. So I'm definitely going to my cousin's funeral, but I'm going through the whole dilemma where I'm gonna stay. My homie that I went to the picnic with, she said I could stay there, but it's funny. I just feel funny style. I don't want to be, you know, worried about where I'm gonna have to stay. So that's what really attracted me to the tiny lifestyle. You know, I done set up here. I got the munchies now. I ain't ate since yesterday because I didn't have no lights. Oh, I've been waiting for this to get a chance to make these noodles. And see, that's, this whole experience will change the way you feel about some things. Mm-mm-mm. I changed my attitude about ramen noodles when I found out that's the easiest thing I could make when I ain't got no electricity. So I can't wait for my generator to come. And pretty much that's it. That's the main thing. I just want to talk about my things that I bought for survival, things that I'm gonna keep and put in operation and continue to live off the grid as much as I can. So no matter what, even if you can't not buy solar panels today, you need to be moving in a direction to where you're more energy efficient, where you not using as much electricity. You're really going to change your whole way of life. The way people walk in and out of my house and leave lights on, that gets on my nerve. So I'm going to spend more time changing all these light switches because I ain't the only ADD one in my family to go off automatically. I ain't got time for that. And everything about my life is, I'm doing it anyway, except for pissing and cooking. I spend most of my life in my one bedroom. What am I going around the rest of the house for? So why should I be cooling and heating all these other rooms? I only need to cool and heat this one room, basically. And when the air conditioner was off, this house wasn't so unbearably hot that I couldn't live in it. You keep the shades down, keep the sun from heating up the house, and you just a basic manual fan. We done forgot how to survive without all these modern conveniences. But baby, when shit really, really, really hit the fan, we gonna need to know how to survive without all these little, modern conveniences. So anyway, y'all, I'm finna get on down. Get on down like Betty Brown with my scrimps and ramen noodles. And then I'm finna take this, excuse me, take this crap back. I don't need that. Get my little coins back from that. And that could be what I have on the train to travel out of town. So anyway, y'all, I'm glad y'all joined me on this video. That is all I got to say. That's it. That's all for now. And trust me, I will be back continually to be talking about solar in a very real way, a way you can understand, that you ain't confused, you know what's what and who's who and why. And I'm going to show you the math that you got to do. Because you gotta do some math. So, but it's not that serious. You'll be able to do the math. So anyway. Peace and love. I'll see you again in the next video. And get out of here.